Hello again, ladies across the world. Today I'm meeting up with my Korean childhood friend, and I left everything on my schedule up to her since I wanted to do a non-touristy place for a very dated early 2010s vibe that you wouldn't really get by researching yourself as a foreigner. Now, my friend has been flaky for decades, but since I didn't want to stay in my gross hotel room, I decided to go out and walk for an hour towards Bampo instead of waiting for her to get ready and taking a cab there. I'm really glad I did that, and I'm really glad that I wore green today, because you'll notice throughout this video that everything in Korea is inexplicably a very sun-bleached green, which is my favorite type of dilapidation, by the way. I think Korean architecture to me, in Seoul, feels very techno-zen. It's not quite for your arrow. It made me really happy to just walk around by myself, which I would never really do if this was Europe or America. I'm really burnt out from high-end malls and like stores that only sell blind boxes and oversaturated colors, so being inside Bampo really soothed my soul. My experience traveling is that people asking for directions when I obviously don't know. So when my friend said that she'd be late, I was kind of having a panic attack, but thinking, what are the odds? But of course, as soon as I settled down to wait, a kind looking old lady started talking to me in Korean, and my Korean is bad, okay? I wrote English because I'm not a tourist and I was panicking, while she asked someone 2 feet away from me, and they were standing there having a conversation while I was right there. As we walked, I instantly got hit with a sense of immense nostalgia. I don't know, it felt like kind of seeing a very early 2010s mall, kind of like, I don't know, a Victoria's Secret building or something, I don't know. It felt a bit like that, mixed with a Facebook flash game. It's hard to explain. Something about the gray, the stripes, the stars, I just loved it so much. I love ugly things, I love tacky things, and this is without a hint of irony. And the clash of the ornate pillars and the clip art is just really my vibe. You might think that I'm crazy for being this enthusiastic about going to an underground food court on a Tuesday. That's fine. I probably would have also thought I was weird if my teenage self saw this. Apparently, this restaurant was super trendy when it first opened, but we were the only customers there for the whole hour we were there, and I loved it. Something about the gray, the brown, and the green just feels so flicker. I'm not a buffet person myself, but there's something special when there's no one there to compete with you, so it kind of felt like I was playing one of those Papa's Pizzeria flash games. Obviously, I didn't grow up in Korea, but this brings me back to imaginary teenage years of coming here after school or something, but I'm pretty sure this place isn't even that old, it's just that the aesthetic feels dated. I actually decided to go look for 2010 sort of vaguely plasticky places on whim, but I only decided to pack 2000s feeling clothes, which is so disappointing to me because I feel like it's inauthentic, but most of you probably do not care. There was of course a grand procession of flowers laid out to welcome me before I took a stroll around the underground mall leading to Famille Plaza, and my favorite thing ever is this coffee vending machine that looks like it's older than me, which is so nostalgic. Famille Station, no notes, I really like it. I love the glossy paint and the fake brick veneer so much. I mean, yes, the rest of the mall is the standard marble, tile, white paint type of affair where you have to dodge men in black pantsuits holding you perfume samples, but still. I say this a lot, but I hate the hyper-futuristic eco-futurism aesthetic that new malls really push these days. Like, obviously, I get it, no one in the general public minds, but there's no warmth. I like things to feel a little clumsy. This street was my favorite, so pretty. I was speaking English with my friend, and a Japanese girl came up to us asking for directions, which I understand from a practicality perspective, but if you are in Korea, wouldn't you assume that we were tourists too? I mean, I was, but you see what I mean? Like, I really need to work on being more imposing. I'm really bad at directions. We ended up going to this little dessert cafe that was more like a gentrified 2010s webtoon sort of vibe, but still in the family of corporate nostalgia for me. The tap was left running and overflowing by the entrance, so it kinda has a dreamcore feeling, right? I didn't really have super high expectations, and to be honest, I want to have a parfait. Lots of you guys recommended that I go to different nostalgia cafes in Seoul, but this one was the closest, and maybe I'll go next time, I don't know. I never had coconut coffee before, but this was surprisingly really good, and the shaved ice was really amazing since it's the type they make with milk instead of water. Highly recommend you get both of those things if you're ever around. I think what gives Seoul that techno-zen aesthetic feeling is how much greenery is integrated with these really blindingly white buildings in sort of like a Microsoft Office 2007 clip art sort of emotional scent. To my surprise, I came across one of those social contract unmanned stores, which while not nostalgic or inherently 2010s, has a very intimate mom and pop sort of vibe if you're into that. Later on, I finally took a Seoul subway for the first time, and it was a bit clunky since I didn't have a Team Money card, and so I got one, and obviously I would have wanted SimWorld one or something, but they only had Looney Tunes, and I would have settled for Bugs Bunny, but I got Tweety instead, which is one of my least favorite characters. We went back to Gangnam because my friend had other plans soon, but we were killing time in the department store where I came across this very 2010s sticker printing machine where everything looked just like the tags I used to have in my stationery when I was in elementary school. So I decided to waddle over and shamelessly print my own sticker set. And I remember hating them and wanting to tear them off back in the day because I was so embarrassed by the store stuff, and I thought it was cringe to have name tags and pencils and stuff. And I mean, I still kinda think that, but since I barely go to class and I live alone, there's no point in labels for that kind of stuff anyway. Actually, this part isn't so aesthetic, but people are really into fidget toys these days. I personally am the type of person who hates clutter, hates gadgets, hates charms, and hates things that make me feel overwhelmed, so I didn't get one. But my friend was having a hard time picking the colors out, and I obviously knew what color combination I would want, but Korean people, many of you are very monochrome. I feel like your tastes are very clean, very minimal. Anyway, my friend was meeting her husband nearby about a robbery that he went through a few days ago, so we didn't do much after that. Before you go, please consider joining the U membership if you want sparkly badges next to your name and comments, whimsical stickers that I drew myself, endless hours of my gratingly adorable commentary, and to join the Hall of Fame with Annette Moriori, Valencito, Chihyo Kinesis, Zeno, Angeli, Gestato Potato, Milk Tea, Estelle, Angel, Simon Says, and Inez, and of course all my other dear members regardless of whether or not you signed up for a shoutout or not. My membership will always be the cheapest available price in your region, so if you're interested, please check it out or watch another one of my videos to support the channel, and I will see you next time.